Two Riders, and thanks for joining us. Today, menu number one, chili with beans. This should be a good one, it's pretty fresh. Also want to give a special hello to the folks at Airborne Arctic Recon up in Alaska. And let's go ahead and get started with this. Well, we're going to take a look. This one weighs in at 1 pound, 5.4 ounces. Pretty nice amount of food. Everything we've had from 2018, 2019 has been really good. This is from the Warnick Company up in Cincinnati, Ohio, so I have great confidence that this is going to be a great meal. Today we're featuring from Mora Knife, the basic Mora Companion. It's one of the greatest values in the knife world, in my opinion. This is a carbon steel blade. Whenever you get one, it's going to come from the factory very, very sharp. And instead of using the peelable seal, we're just going to take a little whack at the top here. These are all double bagged, so well, no, wait a minute. From Warnick, I take that back. This one's not double bagged. It's a little surprising. We've got vegetable crackers. 2019, 42nd day. We've got our holder for the main. Once we put it into the flameless ration heater, which we have here. Our main dish. And what are we looking at here? Chili with beans. 2019, the 58th day. Our hot beverage bag. Lemon lime. Beverage powder. And then this, I read, the cornbread muffin top. Cornbread and chili is classic. But this is something I'm going to save. I'm going to eat a few of them. My videographer's not with me today. He's off doing a project he's got going on. But I've never had these before. Pepperoni pizza cheese crackers. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not going to eat them all. I'm going to share some with the guy who usually does most of the work for me. And cheese spread, nice and malleable. Our accessory packet is a type A. And let's see what we've got. We got a moist towelette. There's a little bit stuck in there. Our toilet paper from Lighthouse. Some gum for after the meal. Bill's Brew, which I've had before. I like it. Good coffee. Pack of salt. Our brown matches. Sugar and a creamer. So we're going to put this on a tray and see how everything looks. If you've been watching the channel, you'll know a couple of things. We've done rations going back 14 years or so, and with very inconsistent results with the flameless ration heaters. But what we're finding with the 2018 and 2019 produced rations, I've already got the main and the heater here, is that these the heaters really work just great. So we're going to go ahead and put a little water in here. And we're at the fill line. Fold this over. Give it a good shake, and if this is anything like the last one that we did, this is going to be hot before I even get it in the pouch. And yeah, it is heating up just fine. So here we go with our chili with beans. Yeah, and that is hot. You'll if you can see that, steam is coming out already. That is nice and hot. We're going to go ahead and prop that up over here. The next thing, I usually use a little more liquid than sometimes they call for, but the beverage base lemon lime, they are calling for 12 ounces. I think I've got about 12 ounces in my glass here. So also on the back says no fruit juice, so you know the color and the flavor both look a little artificial, and that's not unexpected at all. It's pretty much dissolved. Well, with about 12 ounces, it's a nice refreshing drink. It's not terribly sweet. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised about that. So next, Bill's Brew. I like the Bill's Brew just fine. Bill's Brew is, don't know if you can see it in there, but it's crystals. I'm going to say it's a freeze-dried, definitely a freeze-dried coffee rather than a spray-dried coffee. Hopefully you can see that pretty decently. But we're going to go all the way with everything they give you. Sugar and the non-dairy creamer. Got some water here right out of the microwave. And the freeze-dried particles are taking their time dissolving. It's a nice cup of coffee. It's a little, they only call for about, I think, 6 ounces of water on this. I'd probably put in about almost 10, but I think in the field some people tend to get thirsty, so I'll go ahead and I load it up a little bit. Vegetable crackers. I'm going to cut this bag a little bit so I don't bust up the crackers, but they're in good shape. And some cheddar cheese spread. I'll go ahead and knead that up. Looking forward to this too. I've had pretty good luck with these, the cornbreads. TFF, trans fat free, which is pretty standard for the military rations. It's 3 years old, smells good. I'm going to go ahead and have a nibble of this before we get started with the main. That's a very fresh tasting cornbread. Yeah, a little sweet, nice texture to it. And I am going to open these, but I'm not going to eat them all. Pepperoni pizza cheese crackers. This is something that's a little bit new in my experience. Wow, that's like biting into a piece of pepperoni pizza. I could see these being definitely trade bait. That is a really delicious addition to these rations. We're going to let this warm up for a minute, and then we'll put everything out. Well, it's been about 5 minutes that the chili's been heating, but before we get into the chili, I wanted to open up the cheese packet here. And this comes from Warnick, who's the packer of the meal here from Ohio. They source stuff wherever they source it. And the cheese comes from the Welcome Dairy in Colby, Wisconsin. And it's been a long time since I've been to Wisconsin, but it was not unusual at all to just be driving along the road and come up on a place selling cheese. Oh, there it hits the floor. I mean, it could be a fire department. It could be a little farmer's operation. But the rural parts of Wisconsin, there is a lot of cheese to be had. And the crackers took a bit of a hit there. Broke up pretty good. So this is cheddar cheese, according to the ingredients. Pretty standard MRE fare. Really nice color to it. Very bright, not oxidized, not brown. Some of this stuff, you get into 14, 16 years old, looks more like peanut butter than cheese. It's a nice, very creamy, sharp cheese. That's tasty. Very good stuff. Well, this heater is still extremely warm. And I'm just going to give the bag a quick rinse to get off any of the activated carbon type stuff. Knead it around a little from bottom to top. The bottom, which was right on the heater, is very hot. The top, which was above it, is not so much. So just blend it together a little bit by kneading and get it out on the tray. So this has one of those vertical tear tabs that I'm not terribly fond of. And it's really wet and slippery, so we're going to give it a modified horizontal opening. Surprisingly, this accessory pack didn't have any sauce in it. Didn't have any Tabasco. I thought it might have had it, especially with chili and beans, but not today. Give this another bite. The ingredients are here. Well, it does say it's the second ingredient, seasoned cooked beef. I don't see any chunks of beef, but it's in there. At first bite, there's the beef. Yeah. Nice big chunks of beef. The beef has most of the seasoning. The first bite with just some beans was very, very mild, but the beef is pretty seasoned up. That's very good quality chili. I like that a lot. And chili and cornbread are natural together. Yeah, the bit I said about it being not too seasoned, that only lasts about 15 seconds. That beef's got a lot of seasoning. Very good, nice and spicy. That should go just great with the cornbread. Yeah, to tell you the truth, especially for somebody who's out in the field and you've got 12 ounces of this and maybe your coffee, you really wouldn't want this main much spicier than it is, because it would you'd be out of your drink in no time flat. It's very good. The sweet cornbread really goes nicely with this chili. Put a little more in here. And a little more cheese on the old crackers. And I'm going to go ahead and just work on this for a minute or two. Well, I've just got a couple of finishing thoughts here on this menu number 1, chili with beans. The first thing I'd like to say before I forget is, if you like this video and videos like this, please consider subscribing to Two Riders. If you like it and you don't want to subscribe, at least please hit like, so that I'll be able to get some feedback. Two Riders acquires all its own stuff that we test and taste. We're not sponsored by anybody. If you got something that you would like us to try out, contact me on the email provided on YouTube, and we'd be happy to taste something and try something out for you. Menu number 1, excellent, excellent. The chili and the chili with the cornbread is delicious. The MRE cheese is maybe the best MRE cheese I've had. It's fresh. It's only 3 years old. Great color. Great flavor. This Wisconsin cheese is definitely top flight. The biggest surprise, and the thing that I think is one of the best additions to the MRE, the pepperoni pizza cheese crackers. These things, you get into that core, it's pepperoni and cheese. I mean, it's delicious. Bill's Brew, always good. Nice, nice artificial fruit drink. So, once again, thank you for watching, and check in again next time. Who knows what we'll have.